In this video, we will be talking about how to find the answer of a square root by using long division. So we're going to start off with the square root of 2, and we're going to solve it or get its decimal form using long division. Though this isn't the regular long division you would see in elementary school, it is a confusing process, but it will always give you the value for a number or a square root of a number. So here we basically have our value that we start with. In this case, it is 2. And we're basically going to place it in the ones place. And then after that, we have to find a number such that its product is less than 2. So 1 times 1 is equal to 1, and that is less than 2. So we have to put that as our divisor, 1. And if we subtract 1, we are going to get 1, which we don't want it to be exactly 0 yet, since we know that 1 times 1 is not equal to 2. So that would just be false. So here we subtract 2, or have 2 minus 1, which gives us positive 1. And now we want to multiply our quotient by 2, giving us 2. And we also have to introduce a pair of zeros like this. And now we basically want to find a number such that it fills in the tens place for 2, and we multiply it by that number, and it has to be less than 100. So we have to find a number. Let's go ahead and try 21 times 1. That equals 21, and that is of course less than 100, but it should be close to 100, not less. So we're going to go ahead and try 2. So we have 22 times 2, that equals 44, which is less than 100 still, so we can keep going until we get the highest number. 23 times 3 is equal to 69, and 24 times 4 equals 96, which is as close as we could get to 100. Because if we do 25 times 5, that would just be 125. So our number now, it is going to be 4. So we have 4 here. So it's going to be 4 and 4. And we subtract 9.6, which is going to give us, or not 9.6, 0.96, I meant, which is going to give us 0.04. And we have to add another pair of zeros. And now we're going to multiply our quotient by 2, which is going to give us 28. And we have to repeat the process again. So we have 28 with some number in the hundreds place times that number is equal to or less than 400. Since we are now in the tens place in the decimal. So here we have 281 times 1, that equals 281. And we see if we multiply by 2, we are going to get 564, and that is over 400. So we see that our next value is 1, so 281, and we subtract 0.0281. And if we go ahead and add from top to bottom, we get 0.0119, and we have to introduce two more zeros, which are up here. But to not get confused, we're just going to get rid of these zeros since now they are not really important. And now we multiply our quotient by 2, which is going to give us 282. And we should repeat the same process, and we have 282 with some number in its thousands place multiplied by that same number is less than 11,900. So we have 282, and we're going to have that number be 3, so we have 2,823 times 3, which is equal to 94,000 and no 84,000 22 times 3, that is 69. So here we have that it is less than 11,000, so we're going to go ahead and now multiply it by 4. 2,824 times 4 is equal to 11,296. So we see that the number that is the closest to 11,900 is when the thousands place and it is multiplied by that number is 4. So now you have 4 and 2,824, and now we can go ahead and subtract it. So subtract 11,296, which is going to give us 0, 0, which we can ignore, and 700 and 604, and just add 2 more zeros to get the final value. And we have to repeat the process one more time, since each time we try to find a number, we have to add another number to make it a huge number. So we're going to have 2,824 with some number in its 10,000s place multiplied by that same number is less than 604 or 600,400. So we basically now want to find the number. So we have 28,242 times 2 is equal to, let's see, 56,484. So we see that that is going to be our number. Since if we multiply by 3, it is going to be over 60,000. So we don't want that to be over 60,000. So our number now is going to be 2. So we have 2. So 2, 8, 2, 4, 2. And we subtract 56,484, and we could stop there and see that we have 1.4142. So let's go ahead and look at it from a calculator. Let's go ahead and check the number of square root of 2. And we see that the square root of 2 is 1.41421356, and it continues. And we see here that we got the first 4 decimal digits correct, which is a great approximation if we were to want and find the value of the square root of 2. And this could be done for any number. So let's go ahead and just approximate the square root of 5. And we're only going to do it until the first 2 decimal points. So we're going to do long division again. So we have 5. And here we have to find a number such that its product makes or is less than 5. And we have 2 squared, which is 4, and that is less than 5. So here we have 2. And if we multiply it twice, we get 4. So we have 2. And we subtract 4 from 5, which is positive 1. Now we multiply our quotient by 2, which is 4. And now we have to find a number such that when we have it in the tens place of 40 times that number is less than 100. So let's not forget the 2 zeros. So let's go ahead and try 2, since we see that if we have 3, it is going to be over 100. So we have 42 times 2, which is equal to 84. And that is indeed less than 100. So we have 2 minus 0.84. So we have to multiply our quotient now, which is 44. And let's just do the adding here, which is going to be 16. And the other 2 zeros. Now we want to find a number such that when we have 44 and in its 100th place times that number is less than 1,600. And we see that, of course, that number is going to be less than 4, since 400 times 4 is 1,600. So we can go ahead and say we have 4,403 times 3 is equal to 1,329. So we have 3, 2, 3, 3. And we're not going to do the adding since we already got our first 2 digits. So let's go ahead and look at the value of it from a calculator, see if we are getting the right digits. So the square root of 5 is 2.23606. And let's see if we get 6 in our next digit. So we have to just add 1329, which is going to be 1720. So we just include the last 2 zeros. And now the number we're going to get here is 446. And we have to find a number such that in its thousandths place is less than 271 when it is multiplied by that number. So we have 446 underscore times underscore is less than 27,100. So we see that it could be 5, but let's go ahead and try 6. So we have 6 times 6 is equal to, let's see what it is. It is 26,796, which is very close to 27,000, which indeed gives us 6. So we see that 6 was our next digit here. And if we continue for the next 3 digits, we are going to get the next digit. But that is going to be that for that example. So that's pretty much it for this video. And thank you for watching, and I hope you learned how to find the square root of any number using long division. So thank you and have a good day.